Scorpio, Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead. How are you, Scorpio, my beautiful psychic friends? I'm a Pisces moon, so I jive with your energy 100. I do have some Scorpio energy in my chart as well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you already. If you are interested in watching this tribe grow, this Scorpio, beautiful Scorpio tribe, then please hit that thumbs up or maybe leave me a comment and let me know who you are so we can connect in our energies a little bit. I don't really even care if it's your real name. Yeah, I just want to feel your energy. Just want to know that you're there. All right, here we go. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This is always for the week ahead for you, Scorpio. Here we go. Scorpio. All right. Kind of like that the fear came out in the reverse. Now this came out as a challenge. Uh-oh. Blamer alert. It's coming out as a challenge. There's some people playing the blame game here, it feels like. Yep. Fear says, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Okay, so something is holding you back, is what I want to say. I've met a Scorpio that's really scared of many things. I don't know if it's so much fear as it is apprehension. You know what it is. I think, though, the fear that you do have, Scorpio, is that you're actually going to see the situation for what it is if you open your eyes. And I think that you hope the situation will turn out a certain way, but you have you're cynical about it, that it's not going to turn out in your favor. There's a million reasons why. I accept responsibility for my well-being. So you know that you can't blame anybody else. That the only person that you're responsible for is you. Charlie's giving me a song. Hang on a second. Oh, it's Lady Gaga, and it is Million Reasons. Yeah. So feels like you have a million reasons as to why you should let go. Just listening for a second. I bow down to pray. Lord, show me the way. Yeah, I feel like you want to beg someone to stay. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, Scorpio. I don't think you beg anybody, but you know what I mean? It's like, it feels like in the heart space that you know that there's no good reason why you should be afraid of this. But you know you can only control you. You're no longer scared of trusting your resolve to be in the energy of love. All right. We've got regret and imagination. Regret says, I know that I cannot change the past. And imagination is embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. You cannot change the past. I think you blame yourself for something that went on in the past. I think it had to do with love. Because it is about resolving to live in the space of love. It's like you did not resolve to live in the space of love because you have a lot of blame and regret. Maybe you're blaming yourself or blaming someone else. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Okay, we've got courage. That's what you need, right? Courage, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. I don't think you're that afraid of it anymore. I don't think you are. I think that the fear in the reverse tells me that you're no longer scared to see it. Yeah. That you understand that it's you that is responsible for you, and you can't control anything anyone else does, so you can't be in regret of things that went on in the past, unless you could have controlled it. I mean, you could obviously go back and say sorry, but there's no point in trying to change the past. It's done. Yeah. I think that you are supposed to engage in something creative in the future. Or maybe there is some sort of a social thing, because creative things can be social, right? And I embrace and nourish creative aspect of my mind. Creative. I think, a creative mind has a soft heart, I think. For me, I think that's what I have found in my life, that a very creative mind is a very soft heart. I feel like you are that person who has, that maybe you look tough on the surface, or maybe you just, you could stare a hole through somebody, but you're beautiful and lovely underneath. And I think you're trying to find courage to do something in the week ahead. Wow, you give me a lot of words this week. Look at you guys. Thank you for being connected here. Let's talk more about this. You no longer fear the blame and regret. I think you're blaming yourself and regretting things. But I don't think I think you're going to be facing this in the week ahead, but you no longer have fear of taking the blame. We have the 8 of Pentacles, we have the 7 of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands. I think you've been trying to work really hard to stand your ground from some new beginning. It almost feels like you, it's like you're holding yourself back from, there is some sort of a block here. We've got the Magician, the 8 of Pentacles. You're trying to find the best way to work something out. We have the 7 of Cups. 2 sevens. And the Death card. Something's going to have to change big before you even change your mind, right? We have the 9 of Cups. Yeah, you want that happiness in the future. The Sun is in the reverse, though. It's like not realized. The 9 of Cups is not realized. 9 of Wands is, though. I feel like there's not enough facts or not enough clarity for you to make a decision about whatever it is that makes you happy in the future. And I don't think you want to be pushed into it. That's the energy that I have. I don't want someone to drag me along. I want to make my own decisions. So I'm not really sure what my 9 of Cups looks like. I'm not really sure what my wish fulfillment looks like. But the 9 of Wands is here also with the Sun in the reverse, right? So it feels like maybe someone's not ready to come out yet. Yeah, I feel like you're not ready to be seen by other people, or you're not ready to get back into the dating scene, or we have the Moon. It's almost like the Moon and the 9 of Wands is giving me the energy of you're comfortable in your own rut right now, comfortable in the place that you are, because the 9 of Wands is telling me that, I know that you want to end the cycle, but you're still standing here in the pain and the sadness. And I think that might be what is holding you back. You might be blaming yourself for something and have regret. And you can't change it, but I feel like you're standing your ground here. Like it feels like you're standing against yourself. Yeah. It's like you're trying to, that you're responsible for only you, but it feels like you're standing your ground on that. And so that's the block right here. That's why we're not moving forward to the Ace of Wands, because I feel like you're really trying to work on this right now. So I think that we're coming into this reading with possibly this is what's going to be going on midweek next week, I think. 7 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. It starts to be sort of overwhelming to keep track of. Yeah, how many people you're standing your ground with. Like it feels like you're standing your ground as it pertains to your heart space. You're protecting yourself, or maybe you're ready to open up the heart space, but you're still feeling, like it would be easy to be deceived. Because I think you blame yourself for whatever went on in the past. So if there was a relationship that failed back there, or a job you didn't get, or a job you ended up getting fired from, or whatever that was in the past, it feels like this is where you are right now. And it feels like you're in this overwhelming, nervous sort of state about trying to make this decision to get out of blaming yourself and get out of the regret from the past. I think it's going to take something super creative to happen, but I think that with the Death card here, that something is transforming here. So I feel like what comes to an end is the Seven of Cups. Your feeling of overwhelm or confusion emotionally ends. And I think that it transforms this Ace of Wands. It may be a creative path, right? Maybe it's not a path to love, but maybe it's a creative path, because the imagination is here, and it's all like it's all blooming. You can see from the top of this flower that she's holding, right? Everything up there is blooming from that. So I think with the Death card here, that there is a transformation or a change of energy. A transformation of energy here, and it takes you to a creative place, like you're trying to find a creative way to begin this Ace of Wands, or this Ace of Wands is a passion that's creative for you. What else do we have here? The Moon, right? Two of Pentacles. You just keep yourself busy and trying to keep ahead of your head shit. That's what you do. So you're not really I think maybe you're just coming into this might be the energy that you're living in, but as we move into next week, that I feel like you understand that you had been holding yourself back with this energy in the middle here. Because I think it comes to an end here, or there is some sort of a transformation of energy here as we go into the week ahead. But I just feel like you're no longer scared to take the blame. Tell me what we need to know about the Eight of Pentacles and the Magician. Using every tool in the box. I'm trying to manifest, working on something. It's like something's being worked on in the background. I don't know if you see it or if it's your subconscious thoughts. Tell me what this is, please. Okay, that's very cool. I think that you feel that there is a big change coming. The Wheel of Fortune here is here with the Magician, right? And so you being the alchemist, you're calling in the change. So what I want to say to you is hang on, bolt yourself in. Because the C word's here. Change. I know, Scorpio. I'm a fixed sign as well. And what I want to say to you is it's going to be aggravating for you, because you don't like to be forced into change. I feel like you're working on some kind of manifestation, moving forward in a fortunate way. I think you already know this is happening. You know what I feel is that when you decided that you were no longer going to live in fear about love, and that you were going to look it in the face and say, okay, I take my part. I'm responsible for my own well-being. And then the regret is I'm not going to feel regret anymore. Because I feel like you stop feeling really overly emotional about this here. Yeah. So the Wheel of Fortune is here, and so that is about Scorpio energy. It's also Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo, all the fixed signs. Jupiter, right? The planet of Jupiter is attached here. And it is about abundance. It's about fortunate things. So what I want to say is that your manifestations, whatever that you've been manifesting, I don't care how long ago, or could have been last week, could have been for 5 years, I don't know, but there's something rolling up on you, and you know it. It's a lot of change. This is a lot of change for you, but I feel like there's more change coming for you as well in the week ahead. And it's going to be change that looks a little rough on the surface. I'm going to be honest, but understand you have manifested the change. You just told the universe, I'm not scared of you anymore. I'm not taking the blame anymore. Is that all you got? I don't know why I just pictured you all of you. Every one of you is Clint Eastwood. All right. We've got the Seven of Swords. Right, more sevens. Look at that. Sevens. Wow. Something's about to clear itself up, be made new again. The universe is here. This is destiny. Sevens for me are about heaven. They're about getting clarity on something that's moving from the 5D to the 3D, and I think that's why the Magician's here. It was an illusion. The illusion, it's like when you stand your ground on a point, whether you think that you're right or you're not, when you decide to stick your feet in the sand and, stand your ground, sometimes it causes silence, because not everybody can be right. And maybe you are right, but do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy. It comes down to that. And I think that you're standing your ground right now with someone with silence. Like, I think that you're not talking to them. I think you really want to, though, and I think that's why the Seven of Swords shows up. Because I think you really want to talk to them. I think you've been manifesting the communication while simultaneously standing your ground on some sort of thing. It's like you want to make a decision. You want to pick one cup, but you're not sure. There's so many choices. We have the Eight of Wands. So you do want to have communication with someone. But it comes back to the Nine of Wands. 8 and 1 is 9. It comes back to, are you really not scared anymore? And if not, why are you behind the fear wall? I feel like there is the new path of passion here is that you're going to communicate with someone in the week ahead, or at least think about doing that, because I think the communication is going to come this month because of some sort of transformation that you have been manifesting here. I feel like there has been no communication, or you've been on the outside looking in of someone else, and I feel like it's the end of the silence here. It's the end of silence. It's the end of us not communicating. It's time for us to come out from behind the fear wall here and communicate with each other. There is something that went on, I think. It feels like it could be with an Aries, could be with Scorpio, another Scorpio, but maybe this is you. Or any of the fixed signs, right? It feels like the silence, or what's being concealed, or what is the illusion, is that you think, or maybe you thought, that standing your ground in silence was going to be the thing to do that was going to get them to come running. But it didn't. Instead, it stayed silent, I feel. But I do feel it was supposed to be done that way, understand, because it taught you some lessons, and it taught them some lessons. Like, I feel like it was supposed to go down the way it was going down. The way it is going down is the way it's supposed to go down. So whether you're frustrated with it or not, yeah, everybody's contributing to why this thing is in a stall. Tell me, please, what is the challenge for the week ahead, please, for Scorpio? Somebody taking action. Yeah, because right now it's silence. The illusion is that I need to stay silent. I don't think you have to. I feel like you feel badly for staying silent, but you're still standing your ground on it, and you have great regret about it. I feel like you want to take charge coming up in the week ahead to reach out to somebody, possibly in a passionate way. We have the Eight of Wands, which is the communication. Tell me about that, please. I think you just want to either bring this to an end or find out where it goes. It's hurting. It's painful. They're painful thoughts, I feel. The communication is that I feel you're going to tell somebody that you've come to an end of something, or something in your life has ended, or you've had a big life change. I think you manifested that life change, but I think the communication is, I'm no longer with them, or I'm no longer at that job. I no longer own that house. It's like something has happened in your life that's really big, and you want to share it with this person, because it is the end of the silence, I think, here. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles, you want to work on it, right? So I feel like that it's all because you're supposed to be working on this blame regret piece. That it wasn't all your fault. You know what? It's someone else that's in on the connection as well. It wasn't all you. You don't have to take the blame. I think you're going to find a really creative way to open up this connection again, because the Ace of Wands is here with imagination. And I think that you have to be really creative about opening this communication, because it's been completely silent. But it's the end of silence. So I think that you are going to be the one who goes forward and speaks to this person. It's the Wheel of Fortune, man. Everything that you're manifesting is here. The universe is working on bringing all of it to you. This is only the beginning. I'm just saying, it feels great. It feels really, really great. Here's the Nine of Cups, right? The first thing we see on the bottom of the deck. So that's like, very pertinent energy to future. Yeah. under the deck is usually the week ahead or the next couple of weeks. All right, there we go. 3 cups. You're having a reuniting with somebody. I think you're going to reach out for communication just because you need to heal this thing. It needs to be over, or it needs to go forward, or whatever it is going to be whatever happens in this conversation after you tell them that you're done with whatever you were doing. Yeah, whatever it's a job, or you're moving back to town, or whatever it is. Something's come full circle and you've learned some lessons, and you manifested all of that. Yeah, it was painful, but I feel like you're working forward. You're working on communication with somebody. Yeah, going forward in the future. All right, I'm going to go. Thanks, Scorpio, for coming here. I appreciate you guys so much. See you in the comments. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up. I do appreciate you. I am out. Bye-bye.